Hey little friend, my name is Kira, and this video is basically the continuation of my previous vlog, so if you haven't watched that and you want to, feel free. In that video I was working on a few different drawing projects, including this little piece here. And if you did watch that one, then you haven't seen what that piece looks like because I left you on a cliffhanger. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how that looks. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and yeah, you're gonna see a bunch of drawing footage in this video that is from the beginning of March. It's now the beginning of April. It's just how it went. I've been busy. So yeah, we're gonna go back in time a little bit. If that sounds fun to you and you wanna hang out, then don't do anything. Just stay exactly as you are and let the video play. I don't know if it is the fact that daylight savings happened or just because I had a really busy weekend, but I'm really tired. I stayed in bed longer than I have been recently this morning. You saw me kind of starting my breakfast, which is like a little smoothie bowl with oats in it. I figured that right now I will just sketch for a bit. It's not quite 9 o'clock and I'm just kind of feeling a chill day. So I'm gonna do some sketching, might work on my piece again, and I'll probably have to look through some pictures and do some editing today. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's do some sketching. It doesn't look that pretty, but it's gonna taste really good. Okay, if I'm honest, I haven't really done anything today, and I was kind of hoping for this to be a productive yet chill Monday. Mostly just been chill. I did upload a shoot that I just need to send over to my client, and I looked through another shoot, which was like, so many pictures. I took way too many, but I looked through it and I've started editing those. They're gonna be very hard to edit, which is fine, I guess. I meant to start laundry, which I haven't done, so maybe I will go do that shortly. And other than that, I've been sitting and watching streams, and I went to Taco Bell, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know, just haven't been super motivated. I've enjoyed watching other people stream and draw today, but maybe my Crunchwrap will restore my creative energy, I'm not sure. Also, I feel like I might be getting sick again, which is not ideal.
Cold January, up before dawn, down to the Knox mine we've been digging on. No other light but the lamp on my head, and my mama told me that I wound up dead, but there's bills to pay, and the rent's due today, so I'll take my chances this time. Breaking my back, $5 a day, and the company store's getting half anyway. While Mr. Coal Baron sits up on a hill in a gold-plated mansion with pockets to fill, and we're underground, 300 feet down, and it feels like we're digging our grave. Don't go down the mines, heed the words that I tell you. It'll cost you your life, and it's damp and dark too. The river is wide. gets ever closer. Each hammer strike, don't go down the mines.
Good morning. I woke up to another, rather chilly, super cloudy day, and I checked the weather for the rest of the week, and it's supposed to remain cloudy the whole week and rain over the weekend, which I love rain. It's like my favorite weather, but I am supposed to have a shoot on Sunday afternoon that's outside, and if it rains, I'll have to reschedule. And I already rescheduled it once because of rain. The piece that you've seen already, I've decided to call it On the Road Home. I always feel so silly when naming artwork or zines, literally anything that requires a name. It feels so cheesy to me every time, even if the name that I pick has some significant meaning or really relates to or works with the piece that it is assigned to, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why. I've always felt that way, even in elementary school, having to name poems. I'm like, why do I have to name it? I walked in the office this morning and I saw it sitting at my desk, and I was like, actually, it does feel like I've made a lot of progress. It might not seem that way to you, having seen what you've seen, just because there's so many small details, and I've been really taking my time with them. Even though it's been slow progress, it is there, and it's turning into something that I actually do like. I told myself I was going to work on my zine this week, and I haven't, so that might be a project for next week. We'll just see what I have time for. The tripod that I ordered is supposed to come today within the next 2 hours. It's 9:30. It said on the tracking that it's supposed to be here by 11:15, so if it comes during that time, or at least during the time that I'm filming today, I'll give you an update because I want to test it out really bad. My tripod made it! Freaking finally! It's 2 hours late. But that's okay. We're gonna open it. Okay, this box is way bigger than I expected it to be. A second box. Oh, a third box. Oh my goodness. Why not just send it in the little one? That was so unnecessary. Okay, this was not even closed. Alright, nice. And then let's see. Okay, perfect. Have the camera facing down or facing up or to the side, whatever. This is where you guys have been sitting recently, on a cardboard box and a stack of books, in order to see me at this height. Isn't that awesome? Sorry about my messy desk. Okay, and here you are with the new tripod. Yeah, it seems pretty sturdy. Anyways, in the time that I was waiting for this package to come, I've gotten a bit done here. So really, all that I have left to finish is this bottom corner and a little bit of this mountain that you can't see again. And then I gotta repaint the sky because it's got scuffs on it, and yeah, that's gonna be slightly annoying just because the blue that I used was a mixed color, so it's always a little bit tricky for me to find the right formula to recreate paints that I mixed, especially when they were 10 months ago. Yeah, let's do a little bit more today, and then I think I'm gonna do a little workout and maybe switch over to some editing. Today we're gonna be finishing up my artwork, and this is gonna be the last day of filming for this vlog. Got a little speck on you. I'm really excited to finish this piece. I'll say more about it later. I'm gonna keep this big light off as long as I can today. Sorry if it's again a little bit dark, but right now I have another little smoothie bowl. I'm just gonna eat this, watch a few videos, and then we'll get started on some painting. Hope you guys are having a chill morning or afternoon, whatever, so far. Okay, I've got all of my supplies here. Got a mug of water, got this little palette that I just cleaned off, and I got my gouache. So the whole base of this piece is gouache, and then just all of the little details were done in pencil. And I know originally I had intended to go back in with more paint for like those finer details. Colored pencil just seemed a little more intuitive to me. Now I have to try and mix the sky and try and get a color close to what I already have here. So I'm gonna pull that up onto my desk again. Okay, so we're going for this nice like light baby blue, sky blue. Good description, huh? I'm a little nervous because I feel like it's always hard for me to get like the proper mix. Okay, clearly I'm gonna have to go run this one under some water because I can't open it, so I'll be right back. Pop in some blue there. I feel like I always underestimate how much I need to. White. You know what? I think I did it first try. That looks pretty close. Obviously I'm gonna have to mix more because that is a very small amount, so maybe I'll just add a little bit. I think that looks pretty good actually. Okay, I'm just gonna go in and cover up this space here then. Okay, I know you can't see my face right now, but I am gonna just chat a little bit while I finish this up. Generally, I like to make plans with my work. I like to have a really fleshed out idea before I start a piece. And this one was quite different. Drawing landscapes like this comes somewhat naturally to me just because I grew up driving through this kind of landscape. I still see it every day. I have always loved the look of sagebrush in the summer, which is kind of how this came about. I don't remember if I started it in summer or spring last year, but it obviously has the summer look. So when I started this piece, I basically just did a solid yellow gouache wash of color and I sketched in all of like the main big shapes with this neon orange pencil. And then after that, I just started painting. So all of the base layers here are also done with gouache, of course, as well as the sky. It's really hard to cover that big of a space with colored pencils, so everything underneath is gouache. The process itself was really fulfilling. It was really relaxing, and I honestly feel like it looks so cool. Like, I don't know, there is something to be said about turning your brain off while you're creating and just letting your hand pick the colors and pick the placement of the details. But yeah, now as I'm finishing it up, I'm just really glad that I took the time to continue it and to film it for you guys. I hope it was a relaxing process for you guys to watch, like it was for me to work through. And yeah, honestly, I just can't believe it's gonna be completed. Like, it's literally been sitting in this spiral sketchbook for months and months and months. And I really was just under the impression that either I would leave it sitting there forever or it would get thrown away. Because it, like I maybe mentioned before, the edges are getting a little beat up in certain places, and I don't know, I felt bad having it just sit there. So I'm glad that instead of throwing it away, I've turned it into a finished piece of art. And I think I just need to let this dry. See how all of these streaks look when they're dry, because they might darken up a little bit here and there. And then just have to repaint the sun because I want that to be white, I think. And then, yeah, we might be able to call it good.
Listen for me in a violin. Listen for me when the knife is turning. Listen for me when the world is burning. Babe, would you listen for me? Listen for me in a crowded street. Listen for me in a winning streak. Listen for me when you're at your peak. Babe, would you listen for me? Listen for me in a child's power. Listen for me in a golden hour. Listen for me when you're on your own. Listen for me when you're far from.
Okay guys, I think I finished it. I would have preferred to do this on like its own piece of paper, especially because the perforated edges I think are so ugly, but also I never want to rip it. Okay, I said that and then I tore it, so that's really cool. Gosh, I hope I've been in focus this whole time. Anyways, here she is. I do think I'll at least make prints of it. I don't know if somebody would want to buy it, considering the like slightly bent edges and the little tear I just caused. Obviously all of that would be taken care of if it's framed, but yeah, I don't know if people really like to buy art that's beat up like that. Okay, so you have seen On the Road Home, the finished piece. Let me pull it up for you one more time. Sorry, she's a bit wrinkly, or like a bit rolled up, because I have not purchased a frame yet. I do intend to, but I need to get this scanned and put on a clear coat, then I can deal with the frame. And in the past couple weeks, I think that it's been since I finished this, I've had some time to reflect on the process and the finished piece, and so I thought I would just kind of share my reflections with you, especially because the outro that I filmed on the day of finishing this was dumb, simply. So I'm gonna redo that right now. Okay, I may have mentioned this already, I don't remember, but since this piece was largely created on intuition, there are certain things that, looking back at it now, I'm like, I wish I had done that a little differently. However, it is also something that I started around a year ago, so my initial thoughts of how I wanted the piece to look and how I want it to look now kind of clashed in the slightest way, not like in a huge way, but yeah, there's just some layering that I think I would have done differently had I started the piece in a different way. However, I think it turned out really cute. It's definitely something that I would want to look at in my house. I just think it's very calming, and yeah, I just kind of feel transported back to my family's minivan or my first car driving through Eastern Washington and looking at all of these beautiful views. Second thing, I was very relieved to finish this piece as well. Mostly relieved in a good way, like, not like, oh, I don't have to look at this anymore, I can put it aside and work on something else, but like, wow, I finished that. I love the colors, I love the style for the most part, and I think it's quite reflective of both who I am now and who I was last year as an artist. So some things have changed. I feel more confident in certain ways. I have different ideas for the direction I want to take my art. And since finishing this, I've had a few ideas for pieces that I really, really want to work on. So hopefully in the future, the near future, I'll be able to show you guys from sketch to final piece an entire artwork and the whole process, and hopefully that's something that you want to see because it's something that I am interested in sharing with you. So all of that being said, I think I will let you go, maybe to create something of your own. Yeah, I'm sure I'll have prints of this available at some point, but I'm not sure exactly when. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the finished piece, and I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of my process as well. Okay, we will chat soon, I assume. Maybe about something else? I don't really know. Have a very lovely day. Okay, bye! Ouch, put down.